right. Harem. Right. Harem. Right. Woman living quarter. Right. No over here in West, on the East. You understand? Far West, rather you go for one Pacific or Atlantic, right? Now, over here, United States of North America, their anchor outlets, right, scrutinize, describe that a lot of ignorant folk get a Michael, a Prince, interpreter, Arabic, confused with a pimp. Right? A madam with a hoe, and a haram with a hoe house. Right? If you let Europeans, Caucasians of North America educate you. Right? It runs steep because it goes for one, being jealous, envying, jealous of social position, social rank, social status. Right? Now, a woman's living quarter, haram, Harem, go back far, like one of the oldest career of history. Right? Like they have this caste system. You know what a caste is? Sound like you're saying a movie or something like that, right? A caste system. You understand? In other countries around the world, like in India, right? I know you read of Innate and stuff like that, and castrations and stuff like that. You understand? A caste system is like a rank, like social position, social status, like a hierarchy. You understand? If you study skull and bones, right? They they have study of what they call broken caste system. You understand? That's when they invade foreign countries and they arrange the characters, like individual folk, of their own fancy ranks, like invasions. They call it broken caste systems. That they're uh, rising United States of North America rising stars uh, practice, and it's a strategy, scheme, strategic way of like players, a role, character, contribution, contribute of their civilizations, their institutions, their society. You understand? It's called a broken caste system. Let me get for one point. a caste system, a right, Michael Stahl, military leaders, a right. This is one Islamical. Now that why they hate Islamical, because some countries, according to the caste system, right? Note I just said broken caste system, and they arrange however you would just ownership, whatever your role is, like a key figure player, like actor, film, uh, you not ever want no one for one rearrange your caste system and invade your country and call it, after they finish, a broken caste. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like a cast that go on your arm or something like that, right? This is what white supremacy practice, right? So on the other hand, you have caste system, right? Some countries, you know what I'm saying? Islamical. The practice of a woman's living quarter is despised because of this, especially because the best of the Harem woman living quarter, the best of their woman living quarter. You understand? That's what a harem serves for social position, social rank, social status, that the Europeans scrutinize in North America, ones don't have knowledge, calls it a whole house. You understand? Madam a hoe, the prince interpreter, Michael, a pimp. That's when you misinform, miseducate. You understand? You understand? See, this career profession in some countries, caste system by ranks, like you have in India, you have Brahmas. You know what I'm saying? Some of them was teachers, some of them was scholars, some of them was different careers. You know what I'm saying? Some of them was E-man, like priest, that's an interchangeable, or like a better terminology, a leader. You know what I'm saying? You have some that probably was, I'm just trying to throw like scholars, Castria, Vestria, and they was red, they was yellow, different characters, and it was a good caste system. I think Gandhi said it was, I want to say he said it was it need, I, I want to say it need be revived. You know what I'm saying? You have the Sudre, that's Chunk. Their career profession, right? Their career, you have the Sudre, their career position, right? Because they're the very best when, for one, get would be career of a harem. Harem. You understand? That's a woman living quarter. They're Sudre. They're chum. Chum. Called Sudre. You understand? Because no, it's innate of them, they Islamical, because they're the very best when it get, for one, concern warm. You understand? I'm giving you castes, right? It's Sudres, Castrii, Vastrii, Brahmas, Sudra. The character is Chum. Then you have the Castrii, the Vastrii, one of them red, right? One of them was like warrior. And if you pay close attention to Killer, the Cherokee Killer, go over Chum and red characters to let you know how to spread, how fast. That's Chum and red. Red, I got on red right here. You know what I'm saying? But like, you use the thing, you red, like a high rank officer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? A chief officer or a chief executive. You know what I'm saying? You need a interpreter. You know what I'm saying? To be Mike, this Chum and red characters, Chief Thomas, Chief White, they go over that at across from Johnson Square. You know, the Indian game stopped here. So, thus career that was picked for the Sudres, they was Chum. You understand? Sudres, Chum. You know what I'm saying? Chum. Their career was a woman living quarter. They had been picked because they're the very best when in that career. You know what I'm saying? That the Europeans probably scrutinized over here and called them, you know, brothels, yeah, out of envy and jealousy, pimp a madam, a hoe, and a harem, a whole house. You know what I'm saying? It's proper education. And it go way, way, way back. If you study Innate, you know what I'm saying? The one that was castrated, you know how a harem was protected. It was protected. The warrior, right? The red, the champion red character. The warrior is the hiring officer. So the harem is protected because that's what the harem woman's quarter serves for. For one, put woman in social position, social rank, uh, social status, in civilization, society, institutions. You know what I'm saying? Someone was very talented. You know what I'm saying? In the harems, whether they were concubines, you have courtesy concubines and stuff like this. Concubines and stuff like this, some of them, you know, that's how some of the caliphs was picked. And that's one of the main reason Islamic flourished all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Because they had concubines, you know what I'm saying, that served in a harem like a wife. It served in a harem. You know what I'm saying? Now, say the concubine, the one who's serving, whoever the woman is that serving in the woman's living quarters, she get pregnant, right? She get pregnant from a Michael, something that the European call a pimp or something like that, a prince. You know what I'm saying? Right off that very game right there, that's noble or something they confuse with lords. Hussein Hassan. You understand? And from that birth of this thus Michael, you understand? They're off top. They off top get a coinage like raised for one the offspring for a responsibility of a Michael, and he compete on the global stage. And that's how Khalifa's and pickers, his bananas, his coffee, his medicine do better than yours. Then they go and this here, right? Then the one that's the concubine served in the woman's living room, she a Saltina. Her offspring becomes a military leader like Khalifa, Michael, governor, prince, head of state. And that's how they took over all over the world, because this is how they was going to elect their official. That the Europeans is jealous of it. You study Enoch. Not Enoch. Yeah, Enoch. So this is one of the oldest careers there is. And that's how you know how long that Islam was run. And they're jealous of that fact. That's why the Europeans say, no, cut this out. So the castration can find, I'm talking, the ones who, what I'm saying, round the harems. I know you saw the movie Bodyguard, Whitney Houston and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main key reasons. And they don't teach you of that, not in the United States and North America. You know what I'm saying? They do not teach you that. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere else, it's in nature of you a doctor, that's a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Some of them could sing, some of them, talented, skilled writers, dancers. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The harem serves for social rank, social position, social status. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons they're mad. And if you could not see that, it's Sudre, what is the Sudre Chum, CHUM, that they're, you know what I'm saying? Separates you of your and being jealous because of that woman, you is misinformed. You know what I'm saying? Like Europeans in North America. Because you're skilled at it, that was your career. You understand? So if you don't see that your career was a old career profession, that you was naturally innate nature acquainted with that woman. And that's something they despise, jealous, envy, jealous of you. That's why they misconstrue call a harem, they call them the whole house and the pimp. That only in North America. You understand? And the prince, a pimp, and the madam and the hoe, and the harem and the whole house. Because that's one of the qualities they're jealous. Now, check this out. Because of your expertise, naturally innate nature with woman, career, the very best for that career. And if you don't see how they, called hoe house or madam hoes or prince pimp, you probably would not, do not see, or you probably would see the real reason they don't like you. They hate you. They jealous of that very fact, of your innate quality with, naturally, with woman, with a woman. If you see that, right, you probably see that they jealous of you, of that fact. That's why the reason they choose, for one, call a hoe, madam a hoe. Why they choose to call a madam a hoe. Why they choose to call a harem a hoe house. And why they choose to call a prince, that's definitely a pimp, a Michael, a pimp. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And if you let them educate you on that, European North America, you know what I'm saying? You will not ever figure out that's one of your old careers, naturally, innate, nature, the very best, one of the very best career that understand, excuse me, that understand, Stafallah, the very best liberator for a woman, your career, the very best choice of for one, if you is the very best of choice for a woman services and acquaintances. You are the very best of choice for a woman acquaintances and services. I said that one more time. You are the very best choice of a woman acquaintances and services. You are the very best of choice for a woman acquaintances and services. Your career. Now I'm gonna call out the caste system right here real quick for one. Hold on. Check it out. This is the caste system right here. You had the Brahmas, you had the Kshatriya, you had the Vaishya, the Sudra. You understand? Certain countries around the world, Sudras is chum, C-U-H. C-U, you have the Brahmas, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, the Sudra. The Sudra is chum, you know, characters, right? C-H-U-M. Right? If you was in that country, right? You have the yellow, you have the red, and you have the one that, you know what I'm saying? If you was in that country, it's caste system. You know what I'm saying? What would your career be choice of very best of choice for acquaintances or services of woman? I said that one more time. If you were in that country, you're a Sudra. C-H-U-M. Your career will be the very best choice of services, acquaintance for woman. You understand? You understand? You understand? For one, hold on. I'll say that one more time. The Brahmas, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. If you was a Sudra, that's C-H-U-M. You know what I'm saying? Out of 10, Islamic, right? You would be the very best choice of woman of their services and acquaintance. You understand? Usually, the Sudras are Islamic. You understand? You would be the very best choice of a woman her services and acquaintances. You understand? A suzerain usually services, you know what I'm saying? Social position, social rank, social status, warm and living quarter, career, uh, Harem, Harem. So if you was in a country, you was a suzerain. Yes, chum, Chum. You would be the very best choice of career of her services and acquaintances. You know what I'm saying? Career, social position, social rank, social status. You right? You understand? Something innate, nature, natural. You know what I'm saying? That the European North America dogmatize. You understand? For one. You understand? Listen, shout out Princess Simone, 314 woman, seats reserved seats. You understand? If you check, I ain't say Enoch, like the book of Enoch. If you check how ancient a harem is, and say forbidden, harem, and that they despise you for that very same career. That's why they dogmatize. That's why they call it a whole house. That's why they call a madam a hoe, a harem, a whole house. And, you know, his old root, he's ruthless, right? He, he didn't remember who he is, from the alcohol. Call him a pimp, he don't, but, he, Michael. You know what I'm saying? That's why you could not let them, Europeans, educate you on nothing that you probably being misinformed. For one, that's it. I'm going to shut it down with that. For one.